Alright, so this book is called Bud the Sub. Do you know what a sub is? It's short for submarine. Have you heard of a submarine? No? Well, a submarine is kind of like a boat, but it goes under the water. Have you ever seen one of those before? They're pretty cool. So in this book, we have a submarine. You see his little smile right there? So his name is Bud. And he isn't very big. He's kind of a small submarine, but he works very hard. So one day, Bud and his boss, Gus, this is Gus right here, are sailing in the ocean, and then they see a tugboat that hits an iceberg, which is just a big, big piece of ice floating in the water. So let's find out what happens to the iceberg if he comes to help it, okay? So here, we're going to put this book right down here, and I've got this little thing, we called it a cover-up critter. He's got his little Google eyes. So if you need to, like when we were sounding out those words on the list, if you need to cover up part of the word and sound out the sounds, sound out the letters, you can use that if you need it. And then we're just going to see how we do, okay? And I'm going to take if you miss any words, I'm just going to mark them down so that we can go back and look at them, okay? All right, so make sure you read nice and loud and clear for the camera, and I'll help you if you need it, okay?
Bud is a club.
Pretty close. Try using your cover-up critter. Sub. Okay, can you read that sentence again? Here, can you read that first sentence again, just to make sure you got them all?
Bud is a sub.
There you go. All right.
Sub. Is.
Okay. Keep reading.
Big.
Okay, you got almost all of them. Let's go back to this first one. You said sub. Can you try to sound those letters out and tell me what it says? There you go. Okay. What about this next word here? Now, in this word, when a T and an H are next to each other, they say the. Okay, and remember you've got this E here, so it says E.
Big.
All right, can you read that sentence straight through for me one more time?
Go.
Can you start it from right here? Just read it one more time.
Well, sub in this case is sub.
Bud.
Try not to leave that scary, all right? Act like it's not there, all right?
Sub is not big.
Good job. You take that last one.
You don't have to put your face.
Gus
Hold on, not yet. So this is
It's pretty close. This is a B right here, so it's going to say B.
Boss.
There you go. All right, so we've got our little friend Bud the sub there, and he's kind of small. And then we've got his boss, Gus. Do you know what a boss is? So like if you work somewhere, your boss is kind of the person in charge, kind of tells you what you need to do. So like kind of the boss of your school would be your principal. Yeah? Okay. All right, now, here, I'll read this next page, and then you can read this one, okay? All right, so Gus gets in the sub. Gus gets Bud set up. So he comes in the sub, and he's got all these controls and these buttons, and he's getting them ready to go, okay? All right, so you want to keep reading for me?
Sub is on the Bud
Pretty close. Why don't you keep reading to see if we can figure out what that word is?
sub
There you go.
dibs
All right, so that was pretty close. All right, so let's look at this word again. Now this letter right here, that's a P, and it says P. Can you do that one again for me? You said dibs. Let's see if we can get the right sound in there.
Dibs.
There you go. So can you read that whole sentence for me again?
Sub dubs
Dips in. So yeah, so he's getting ready. He's got turned on, and hums is like, you know, when you hum a song. Well, sometimes like a boat or a car, they can say it's got like a humming sound. Like when all its things are turned on, it kind of makes a hum sound. And then he's dipping into the water. Do you know what dip means? If you dip into the water, you kind of go under the water, like you're taking a dip. You're going under. All right? Good job. All right, now I'll read this page. A tug is hit. Gus runs Bud to the tug. And a tug is another word for tugboat. It's a type of boat. So the tug hits this ice right here. So Gus runs Bud to the tug. He's going to go try to save him. All right? So can you read this page for me?
tug is hit. Bud.
Okay.
It is not
So let's look at that sentence again, okay? So, whoop. All right, so let's look at this first word here. So let's use your cover-up critter to say each of those letter sounds so we can figure out what it says, okay? Here, remember we start, we cover up, Everything but that first letter to start.
Bus.
Alright, let's look at the last letter.
Bus.
Alright, we've got t. T.
Bus.
It's but.
But.
But. Uh-huh.
It is not
Okay, that was another one we had a little bit of trouble with. So let's try each sound.
bad.
There you go. So can you read this whole sentence for me again?
But it is not bad.
There you go. Alright, so they run over to the tug, but it did hit the ice, but it's not too bad. It's not too big of a hole. Alright, so let's see. I wonder if they're going to fix it. I wonder what's going to happen. Let's see. A man is on the tug. A pup is on the tug. The man yells at Bud. So we've got this man on the tugboat and his little dog. His little pup is on the tug. So the man is going to yell at Bud. I wonder if he's getting him to come help him. Do you think? All right, why don't you try this page for me?
Gus. Gets.
Mm-hmm. You're close. Try using that cover up, critter.
Puss.
It's going to say pup.
Pup. On.
Okay. All right, let's go back and read that one. Here, why don't you try this word? Can you say that word for me?
On.
All right, let's use our cover up critters. So we've got our
And.
And. Good job. Can you read that whole sentence for me again?
The man
So what do you think?
You can use this if you need it. And
Pups
pup.
runs on.
The man and the pup run on. Yeah. So Gus, who's in our sub here, gets the sub pulled up to the tugboat, and the man and his little dog, the pup, get on his boat. All right. So it looks like he's gonna save him. Let's go to the next page, and I'll finish it up for us. All right. Can Bud lug the tug? Yes. Do you know what lug means? Kind of means like to carry it or to pull it behind him. So can Bud lug the tug? Yes. Bud is not big, but Bud is the top sub. So he's not very big, but he's doing a great job pulling that tugboat. All right? Well, you did so great. Give me 5.